We are live. What's good, everybody? Hope you're having a great day today. Today we have a special interview. We have my student Sarah. She's been with me for a year, and today I want to switch things up a little bit. Today, instead of me asking the questions, I want her to ask me the questions to just give a different perspective as well as a different viewpoint when it comes to coaching as well as this journey overall. So, Sarah, take it away.
Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing well and has had a great holiday. If you're like me, you did take it a little bit easy, but ready to get right back at it again. I'm in my gym clothes, ready to hit the gym, all fired up. So, with that, let's get into it. I'm not usually the interviewer, but today I'm here interviewing the one and only Coach Carl. As Coach Carl mentioned, I have been a student of his for over a year now and have lost just about 40 pounds and countless inches. And my life is completely changed. And so today we are here to turn the tables. As Coach Carl has said, he has interviewed me a few times. This is the first time I'm interviewing him. So I'm happy to be here interviewing you. Why don't you start just by telling us, like, can you remember the moment? Because I'm not sure that I know the exact moment that you decided you wanted to become a personal trainer to help other people.
That's a great question. That is a really good question. I think actually this is funny. The moment that actually want to become a personal trainer was I've been training for years and years, and then I remember one time I went to the gym and there was this guy and I remember his day like it was yesterday. He came up to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, what do you do? Like, what are you taking, and what's your routine like?" And I gave him like a brief description of what to do for like 10 minutes. And I told him like three websites to utilize to help him change his routine, but also importantly, like get a foundation of what he wanted. And then I saw that guy because I stopped going to that gym, like because it was Planet Fitness, and I usually would bounce off Planet versus Golds, and I would go to Golds the majority of the time, but Planet whenever I like had no time and I just wanted to get it in. And I went back to Planet like 2, 3 months after. Saw my man, he's lost 30 pounds. He felt amazing. He was doing great. He was like, bro, you gave me the best advice ever, and I was able to totally change everything. And I appreciate you for that. And that day on, I was like, damn, I should be a trainer. Because if I could help you by just giving you three websites, 2 to 3 websites where you can get the information you need, what could I do if I was actually there within the process with you? So that's really the time where I was like, okay, cool, let's make a change and let's start learning more about training and take it to a different level. Then I was already certified, but I got deeper into my certification. I was already NASM certified, but I wanted to be a master trainer. So therefore, it's like a certification on top of certification to where you learn more about the basics. And then from there on, you utilize those basics to get deeper into like the hormones, how people do this, how people react to certain things. And that's one of the biggest things that, I think is important too. But overall, that's how everything started.
That's awesome. I mean, it's really, I was thinking that it may be difficult in this avenue doing online training. When I first talked to you, I kind of wondered like how this was going to go down, how it was going to work. Having somebody with you in person, like just teaching you how to do things and stuff like that. So I feel like you challenge yourself even harder by going online and doing this. I know you do have clients that you train in person, but the
Mhm.
online training I feel is a little bit more difficult because you are training people without physically seeing them and physically seeing them doing the work, which is why recording our like clients doing like exercises and things like that for
Mhm.
review, I think are so important to this kind of process
Yep.
because we can't really learn and be trained as much without feedback from you and stuff. So I think it's really neat, like awesome what you're doing as an online coach, not only in person but online, and helping people because we've never met and I lost 40 pounds and I'm a completely different person. And so yeah, you obviously know what you're doing and doing lots of right things because you're able to teach me and lead me along with so many other people to these great successes in their fitness journeys. So I think that's really awesome. But yeah, I definitely
Most
did
part.
not know that. I did not know I was thinking about that to myself when I was coming up with questions. I'm like, what was that moment? Like, what was that aha moment? Like, I need to do this. So that's pretty cool. But do you have any like idols or people who inspired you, like on that note, to like get into the fitness? So not even that moment, but like what got you started in the gym, or did somebody motivate you to do it, or who motivates you to keep going?
I would say the motivation came from my dad. And the reason why I say it came from my dad is through growing up. So like I'll give like a quick timeline. I lived in Haiti from about year one. I mean, not year one, when I was born to year nine. And then from year nine, I moved to America, which is New York. And when I moved, I used to be like I was A1 soccer player back in Haiti. And then when I moved here, I didn't really know the language and I had to relearn a couple things. And I actually stopped playing soccer for a few years. And then within those few years, I gained weight. Within those few years, I was just eating junk and we didn't really have a structure. We were just eating whatever, right?
Mhm.
And throughout that process, my dad was going to the gym the entire time. He was jacked the entire time. He was fit the entire time. And I always wondered, oh, he looks good. I want to look like him. And for me, that made me think of myself and look myself in the mirror totally differently. I'm like, if he looks that way and he's doing work, this job, that job, why can't I go into the gym, as a kid and, just be there with him? So I started going to the gym with him and he actually never, he wanted me to do no weights. He actually made me do cardio for probably like the first year or two. Well, he didn't make me, but he was like, just go to the treadmill. And that's what I would do, right? But over time, that evolved into I want to learn more about this. I want to get this physique. And then I started going on YouTube and I started learning more about fitness. I started seeing more, I'll say influencers, but people that are actually within the industry that will give you like great advice. For example, More Plates for Dates, Jack Napier, and I would say Greg Doucette. These are like the three people that I grew up watching because they always gave advice that was solid. They always gave advice that said, yes, you can get this, but there's still certain things that you have to do to be able to get there. And I'm a believer of if you want something, you got to take action to get there, right? So
Mhm.
for me, my dad always inspired me because he kept taking action through all the years in our life, from when I first moved here to when I was in high school to when I was in college, and he kept going to the gym. And literally in high school, I remembered I was doing bodyweight push-ups, and it got to the point where it started getting intense, where I really was going crazy in my workouts, and I would leave sweat marks all over the ground. And he came home with it. He got tired of it. He's like, all right, let me get you a gym membership. And then that's when everything started changing. And once I started going into the gym, and in the gym, that's why I learned a little bit more because I started surrounding myself with people that I wanted to get like. I started talking to people, and there was always this huge guy in the gym, and he would always spot me, and he was like, "Yo, keep going, keep going." And then I got a job around like 16, and one of my managers at that job was jacked, and he saw me. He saw my change for like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and he himself was like, "Keep going, bro. You're gonna be huge when you get older." And for me, I'll say these are the people that inspire me, but also kept me pushing throughout the journey because they kept telling me one word. No, not one word, but like one phrase, keep going. And I just kept going, kept pursuing it. And over time, it opened new doors, opened new opportunities, and I was able to take chances. And those chances turn into like what I have now. So I'd say it's my dad, the people that I've worked with, the people that, I've met at the gym. And yeah, those are the people that inspire
That's proud parent moments right there. I don't think any parent
me.
wants anything more than, their child to say, like, you inspired me to do something so great. So that's amazing. And it's
And the
always
thing is,
nice.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
he
people at
might
the
not know about it
gym,
too.
the people
Yeah.
at the gym don't have to come up to you and say, sorry to interrupt, but they don't have to, because they do that to me now. And I understand, like, I understand how inspiring it is and how much it motivates, because
Mhm.
people don't have to do that. But at the gym now, I have people coming up to me just to tell me that they've noticed the change in me and things like that. And wow, like, does that not ever light a fire under you? Like, it's just amazing.
100%. That's why I tell people when you go to the gym, the biggest guy there recognizes you and he will recognize you and you're down the line and he will congratulate you.
Yeah.
Because like us avid gym goers who are consistently going, yes, we're jacked, we're yelling, we're in this freeway section, and people like sometimes get intimidated by that. But I promise you, those guys that are screaming and yelling probably gone through the most in their life, and this is the way of them calming their storm. This is the way of them pushing forward. This is the way for them to, elevate to a whole different level when it comes to like their mindfulness, their self-control. And if anybody's starting the gym this year, I really like if you see a big guy in the gym, ask him questions. Be open-minded. And I promise you, you'll be like, huh, that's actually a really good conversation. And he helped me a lot because that really will help you go far.
Yeah, surprising when looks are deceiving. You think people are going to be a certain way, but you just ask a
Mhm.
question and they open up, because it's true. When
Yep.
I've spoken to people, even just in um, asking if they're using a piece of equipment nearby or whatever, it's like they're in gym mode, but then they change demeanor and all of a sudden they're so bright and happy. Oh, no problem, go right ahead, use this and that. And it's like, I
100%.
did not expect that person to be that way. So it's really surprising. It just takes talking to people, right? So it does,
Yeah,
it takes talking to
100%.
people, and it also makes the gym environment a lot more fun. They certainly have a lot more fun, and it's a lot more of a social environment when I go there now, because walking through and saying hello to this person, that person, because now I'm like a regular gym goer, right, along with the
Yep.
rest of the big bulk guys and the other guys, and like, and so they see me beside
100%.
them every day, like working hard and stuff. So they acknowledge, and it's awesome. It's very motivating. So, as you know, I pushed back really hard at the what wasn't even the start of my journey, when you tried to get me to start a fitness journey,
Mhm.
when you invited me to join a 4-day challenge, and I got cold feet. I got cold feet the night before, and I was getting really nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect of myself. I didn't know what to expect of the challenge, and I didn't know, where it was going to take me, or if I was even going to get through it. But you did not let me quit. You just encouraged me to try, and I'm so happy I did. Like, that's all I can say is I'm so happy I did, but that's an understatement, because like I said, I am a different person from a year ago today, and I'm so happy I am where I am. My question is, like, is there something that you see or that you look for in a person that helps you know when they're ready to kind of like commit to the process of starting their fitness journey? Or is it just like, can anybody do it? Or but do you see like a certain something in people, or what draws you to people that like you may be looking at as, hey, like you're somebody that I want to, what I mean, work with and help change your life, basically, because that's what you do.
Mhm.
But yeah, like, is there a certain something that you see in people, or like what's your kind of process when you're like when you're talking to potential clients, like with finding people to that want to change their life?
100%. I'd say it's character, who you are, and the words that you use. For me, like one of the biggest things is if you've consistently tried and tried and tried over again when it comes to your finish journey, then you're someone I would actually really love to work with because you have experience within your journey. You just don't have experience in doing the right things that align with you. And that's one of the biggest things, right? Is when you first started, like you wanted to do it, but you had the fear of, oh, I did this in the past. So therefore, I don't know if it's going to work. And then that realization, that fear comes in, and that fear can give you cold feet. That fear can make you join a program and hop out of program within like first 2 to 3 days. So it's a matter of like self belief, I would say. And for me, I believe in anybody could do it because if you put your mind to it, if you show up, you take action. I truly believe anybody could take their fitness journey, could take their lifestyle to a whole different level. Because I've worked with people who are 500 pounds, brought them down to 350, from 200 pounds and brought them down to 150. I've worked with people of all areas, and the biggest thing for everybody is self belief. And the people that failed in the past, one thing I would say right now, leave those failures in the past, but take the experience with you. Leave the fact that you failed and just take that experience and say, I experienced this. What went wrong and how can I make it better going to this year? And then that is going to open your mind to a lot more because you're going to be like, okay, cool. I did this. It didn't work out. Now I'm going to try this. And all you have to do throughout that journey is small steps, small changes, small steps to your routine, small changes to your nutrition plan. And therefore, over time, your confidence, your self belief is going to grow. And then once you're 1 month in, 2 months in, you see some results, you see some changes, you start feeling abundant, you start feeling different energy by yourself. Then that's when I want you to say, wow, this is 2 months in. Let's take this to a whole different level. Let's start incorporating more when it comes to my workout routine. Let's start incorporating more when it comes to my nutrition. And then once you find a routine that aligns with you, works for you, that you don't have to like think about doing, you don't have to negotiate with yourself with, that's when you found alignment. And that's the biggest thing is most people out here want to get healthy, but they don't know how to go about it. And the biggest thing I could say is number one, believe in yourself. And once you believe in yourself, you could literally accomplish anything. And number two is don't look for big changes too fast. Look for small changes within the first 1 to 2 weeks, first month, first 2 months, and take those small changes and let them grow you into the person that you want to become. Because if you just want a big change, but you've never experienced it before, then you're just leading yourself to failure. But if you want a big change, but you're willing to take the small steps to it and accomplish those small steps first, then you're more likely to get to a long goal because you've taken those small steps to actually gradually grow yourself to be that person. So I believe anybody could do it. It's just a matter of where your mindset is at. Change your perspective of fitness, change your self belief, and then from there on, build confidence, and you'll find yourself accomplishing your goal faster than you think.
It's all about small victories and learning from our mistakes, right? Those are the things that
100%.
I've learned. Like, small victories are so underrated. and so important, because it's those little things. It's having said no to that extra helping. It's not having uh, eaten after you've gone out at nighttime. It's all those little things that you normally would have done without thought, but when you were putting the brakes on, or at least when your brain is acknowledging, hey, do I really need to eat this, or hey, I know you're not feeling great, but let's go hit a workout, like that kind of stuff is our things to be recognized and to be celebrated. And then over time, they do, I can say with personal experience, they help to motivate and continue to push you forward, like realizing those little things. They do, they're little, but they make all the difference. They add up. So
They do, 100%. Like, for example, one of my clients, Nicole, the biggest shift was her mindset. Once we shift her mindset from I can't to I can, we lost nearly 125 pounds. But we had to change that belief. And if that belief didn't change, she could be the same weight. But that belief changed and it clicked everything for her. And she realized I can take that first step. And that first step's going to lead to step 2, step 3, step 4.
And she was so happy. I remember seeing her video and her smile, and so proud. And she should be so proud. It's hard. It's hard, and the people say that the more weight you have to lose, the easier it is. And that is completely untrue, because I mean, maybe it's physically easier, yes, to lose the weight, but the mindset and the like that you have to have, and the motivation to physically get up and push yourself is it's hard. It's very hard. And so proud of her. And I know she's definitely proud of herself. And I know it's because she did it. She got herself up and she pushed herself. And not a lot of people, can say that they did that. So that's awesome. I love seeing her journey and what she's been doing to better herself. So that's really awesome. I remember when you wanted me to up my calories. I was so confused. I was like, okay, we're still trying to lose weight, but you want me to eat more. Can you just kind of explain the logic of how basically that worked? Because it did. I mean, we upped the calories, but then I still continued to, my weight, we weren't at that point sort of like really focusing on weight loss, but at this point in my journey, it's been more about like building muscle and toning and things like that. So while I still continue to drop slightly in my weight, you know what I mean? Basically the process worked. And maybe you can explain how, why that is.
So yeah, when it comes to like weight loss, once you're in a calorie deficit, well, not even a calorie deficit. Let's start from zero. Like one of the biggest things is when you were in your journey and you were eating, I think 1750. Yeah, you were eating 750 for about like 3 months, right? And after those 3 months, I increased it to 2000. And the reason why I did that is your adherence was a whole different level. You were consistent with your workouts. You were consistently growing muscle. And when you're consistently growing muscle, a lot of different processes within the body start speeding up as well. So for you, since you have more muscle mass, you're going to burn more calories. And if we didn't increase the amount of calories that you were eating, sometimes it can actually negatively impact you. It can negatively impact your energy. It can negatively impact your mood. Because yes, you want to cut. But if you're just cutting and cutting and cutting while trying to grow muscle, it's going to come to a point where you're only going to build a certain amount of muscle and then it's going to come down because 1700 calories, you might be burning 2000. And if you're burning 2000, you're only eating 1700, then that's going to put you in a deficit. Or, well, if you're burning 2200 and you're eating 1700, it's going to even put you in a bigger deficit. And over time, when we build more muscle, our metabolism speeds up. The amount of energy that we burn throughout the day speeds up, which is basically our energy expenditure because we have more muscle mass. And muscle mass is constantly feeding itself. Meaning when you grow muscle, you need to fuel your body with the right foods and nutrients to actually retain it, to repair it, and to grow it. And the only way we could have done that, like after month 4, is by increasing your calories. So we increase your protein and we increase your carbs. Because one thing you told me is I'm feeling hungry all the time. That's a sign that, hey, you can increase your calories because your stomach, your system, it's caught up now and it's enjoying what it's doing. But now let's feed it a little bit more so we can gain more muscle mass, especially since we're heading into body recomposition. And within body recomposition is basically growing muscle so you can lose the body fat. And since your goal was that, I increased it to 2000 and now you're at 2200, right? That you increase to 2000, and at 2000 you're able to maintain a good hunger level. I mean, not hunger level, appetite level. You're able to maintain good source of energy, but also you're able to grow muscle. And if we have all those three at the same time while you're able to go to the gym and stay consistent with it, then the healthier and the stronger you're going to be over a long period of time. So that's really the reason why I increased it. And I always do this with people. Like after 6 months of weight loss, I bring you back to probably another 300 calories because now focus on maintaining this. Focus on building a certain amount of muscle mass that you never have to gain weight again. Like I can promise you, if you stay within those calories, you will never gain weight again because you've built your muscle to become a fat burning machine. And that's basically the goal is I wanted to create a fat burning machine within your own body. Because for me, I could literally not eat today. I'll wake up tomorrow with abs. And I could eat today and let's say I skip 2 meals, I could still wake up with abs because my body's constantly burning. Like right now, my body is fired up. I'm losing a ton of calories by just sitting down because I have so much more muscle mass and body fat. So that's
Mm.
why I eat a lot of food. And if I don't eat that much amount of food, I'm going to lose muscle mass over time.
Okay. So what would you say, like, if somebody was looking for things, the little cues about when it's time to make moves like that to increase calories or like decrease calories, or you know what I mean, when you're looking
Mhm.
to, cut
Yeah.
weight?
So when you're looking to cut weights, it's basically when performance is coming down, when your energy levels are down, when you're hungry all the time and you're feeling lethargic, that's when you want to increase those calories. Because a lot of people will lower their calories all the way down and their weight's going to stop and you're going to think, oh, let me just lower my calories more and more. Yes, that will work. But also in doing so, you're going to lose muscle mass, which is the thing that's going to help you maintain the weight that you're trying to lose over a long period of time. That's where a lot of people, I think, lose the perspective of fitness is muscle is that key component that will help you lose it, but maintain it forever. But if you don't have muscle mass throughout that journey, throughout the end of your journey, then you're just going to be able to gain it right back up. So to prevent that, for you, I increased calories so you could also grow more muscle. And when you're growing more muscle, when it increases a little bit of calories over time, after like a month, you start dropping weight again. Is because your body was like, oh, awesome, we can grow more. And the
Yeah.
fact that we can grow more muscle, now we can burn more. And when now we're burning more, hey, the weight's gonna drop, the body fat's gonna drop, and that's what you want.
That's right. So, and then protein. I know
Mhm.
protein, has played from day one a big factor and is a big factor in weight loss. Well, and muscle. Can you talk a little bit about that and just why protein has been so important in this fitness journey and anybody's fitness journey, really?
Well, protein is basically the building block to muscle. It's the thing that's going to help you repair it. It's the thing that's going to help you grow it. For example, like your brain, the energy source for your brain is carbs. That's why I always say never go on a zero carb diet because you will feel tired, like you will feel mentally drained. So for protein, if you want to consistently be like built lean muscle mass, you need protein to a repair it, to grow it, but also sustain it over time because muscle eats off protein as well as carbs also.
Okay. Yeah, because I know, and with in regards to carbs, like it was so nice to not have to be, well, obviously we're limiting everything because we have that, that calorie window that we want to hit and whatnot, but to not be able to eat them, and just not be able to, I've done a lot of fad diets in the past, like I had the most recent one before I had started my weight loss journey with you was keto. And so, that was no carb. I was eating no carb and not really paying attention to anything else, but just the fact that, oh, I can eat as much fat as I want. I can eat as much,
Yep.
without really focusing on the protein and anything else around it. And while I had like minor success, it's not a sustainable way. It's not a
Mhm.
sustainable way to live life and lose weight. Because after a while I did plateau and I was never really able to come back. I never really got back, came back from that because it just didn't, it didn't work. I love this way because it's just so balanced. Like you get to have
Mhm.
everything. I get to eat potatoes. I get to eat pasta. I get to eat bread. Like I just feel, normal again, for lack of a
Yep.
better word. Um, and now when I see people doing things like that and like limiting and not say, oh, I'm not eating carbs and things like that, I just think like, everybody's got their own way and everybody has to learn their own way. And maybe you're going to do this first before you get somewhere else, just like I did. But
Mhm.
I kind of giggle to myself because I'm just like, I know that, I can eat and enjoy these things within moderation, of course, and still have still have results, right? Still have successful results.
100%.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
100%. That's what people like. And the thing is, I blame the fitness industry for this sometimes. I always say this. is I blame the fitness industry for the amount of diets and things that they throw at people, thinking that less is more because it's truly not, you know? Like I remember when we first started, even your first amount of calories I gave you, you were like, you want me to eat 1,700 calories and expect me to lose weight? And that's literally the question you asked me. I said, yeah. And then throughout the first month, second month, you lost the weight and you're like, holy shit, I can actually eat the foods that I love while being able to maintain this. And that's the biggest thing, you know? Like for me, my goal with my students is to help you build successful habits that can last you a lifetime, but also successful habits that will never lead you to gaining weight again. Like that's the biggest goal is I don't want you to go through any weight loss journey again because you found the habits that just click with you, that work for you, but most importantly, it can keep you energized, sustain the gym, and you're eating all the way throughout the year. That's the biggest goal.
And what I love about your coaching style is that the freedom to like enjoy food, like even if you decide you do want to eat something off plan, like if you decide you want to have a couple slices of pizza or whatever, you make it fit into your calories. So it's you're going out with friends and you don't want to be that person ordering like chicken and broccoli or whatever, so you can go out and have a meal, right, and then like enjoy yourself in a normal way, right, and just be with everybody and not be focused on like what you're having, what's on your plate. Because once I've started, and I feel like anybody, once you get into this fitness journey, you can look at a plate and generally or read a thing in a menu and get an idea of this is in my range, like this is in my wheelhouse, this plate will work for me, it's got a decent amount of protein, it's got my serving of carbs, it's got some veggies in there, that kind of stuff. So like I said, it just makes you I love that it makes like that I can seemingly eat like just like a regular, make it a lifestyle is what it is, I guess, right? It's making it less of a diet and more of a lifestyle. And the longer that you do it, and the longer I do it, the more natural it is, where I know, like, what I can eat, and when I go out or whatever, or like I said, if I have an off-plan meal, I know the steps that I should be taking to make it work in my day and like make it work within my macros. So that's really awesome.
1,000%. And
Yeah.
that's it. That's the key to success right there, you know?
It's
It's
like
like,
the planning too, and knowing,
yeah,
right? Like just having the
yeah.
plan in your head of what you're going to do. If you do plan on going to a party or a restaurant or whatever, like just to have a game plan of how you're going to like, just attack your meal, what you're going to eat and how you're going to do it. So like kind of keep on
100%.
track.
And also like one thing is like it prevents guilt because a lot of people, when they go out, they get guilty for what they eat. Where if
Yeah.
they knew their macros, it would make them have less guilt, but also wake up the next day instead of focusing on what you did wrong yesterday, you're focused on what can I do right today.
Yeah.
And that's like another shift is, like your mindset from positive to negative. I mean, from negative to positive is the way you see things. And for you, you see fitness in a whole different way now because you've realized that it's not about being as strict as possible. It's not about counting everything to the T. It's not about, oh, I have to hit 7 workouts a week. No, it's about, okay, cool. This week I'm working a lot, so therefore I can only get 4 workouts in, but I know what I'm eating and I know it's going to be enjoyable. I know it's going to be delicious while I'll be able to hit the gym and stay consistent for the week. That's
Mhm.
it. And once
Yeah.
you have that perspective, it comes easy, it comes natural. And like people always ask me, how you always going to the gym? I'm like, because it's easy now. I don't even have to think about it. I know when I wake up, Carl's gonna make this. I know he's gonna eat this for lunch. He's gonna have a bike ride after lunch, and after that, he's gonna go to the gym later tonight. Just have
That's
it.
it. That's just me. It's just kind of developed into the daily routine. Like like as you know, I'm a night shift worker, so my routine is I come home from work in the morning and I go to bed right away. I wake up in the afternoon and I hit the gym. Like it's just automatic now. It's not even, a thing. Even if I wake up and I'm not, feeling great or whatever, it's just you just do it. Like you just get in that habit. And that kind of leads me into my next question that I was going to ask you is what do you use and how do you motivate yourself when you're just not feeling it, or like you're maybe a little under the weather, you're tired, you're injured, you're sore, like that kind of thing. Like what drives you to still get yourself out of bed and go to your bike ride and hit the gym and that kind of stuff?
See, this is gonna sound like I don't know, a little negative. I'll say it's the person I did want to be. That what motivates me every day. Meaning, there's like this, right? There's always a time and place where you were somebody that you would look in the mirror and you just didn't enjoy. You woke up, you had a mindset you just didn't enjoy. you went throughout your day, you finished your day, and you just didn't feel like you accomplished something for that day, or you just didn't feel like you did anything for yourself for that day. And for me, I remember and I call this like the fuck it moment, when you're just like, fuck this, I can't do this anymore. I have to change something. And for me, I always go back to that single moment of how I felt, what was my mindset like, and truly, where I thought I was going to go. And the answer was nowhere. I literally was just out of shape, coming home, playing video games from after college, and I would literally just not even study. I would just work, play video games all day, and just beat myself down for why I'm not where I'm supposed to be at. And I hated that. I'm like, I never want to be that guy anymore, because that guy had no ambition. He has no focus. He has no confidence. That guy could not hop on the camera or this live and talk right now. So for me, I always think back to my worst so I can always push forward to my best. Because let's say if I wake up today, I'm not in the best mood. I'm like, bro, you did this in 2, 3, 4, 5 years and you were able to accomplish this. Get up and get and go. Sometimes you have to think of the things that you did. Sometimes you have to think of things you've accomplished. Sometimes you have to put things in perspective, how you are now versus how they were later. I mean, and then from there on, you take 2 and 2. You're like, bro, I'm so much better now. Let's keep moving forward. And that's the only thing. You can only move forward. Especially if you're within a self-improvement journey, you can only move forward if you keep taking action on yourself. And that's where people always mess up, is like they move forward and then they think about how bad things used to be, and then they just start self-sabotaging. So for me, it was about how can I stop self-sabotaging and push through that wall so I can keep pushing towards my best self. And it was all from, okay, I remember what I used to be. I can't be that anymore because that didn't serve anybody. That didn't serve my family. That didn't serve future Carl. I need to be this person because this person serves people. This person helps people. This person nurtures people. This person is confident in what he does, and he's confident in the way he's able to move forward in life and keep operating at a positive but also functional level. So for me, that's where I was like, yeah, that's my motivation daily. As well as like I have my wall, and on my wall is just family, people that I look up to, people that I love, but most importantly, people that motivate me to keep pushing every day. Like one thing I would say is have a quote that will always inspire you to keep moving. Have a quote that will always, at your worst, if it's the worst day ever, that you could think about and be like, I got this, I got this. And that quote is right there. Nothing can dim the light that shines from within. Meaning, you got a bad day, but guess what? You got this.
Yeah.
Can be terrible. You got a car crash. You got this. You're alive. Keep moving forward. Like I remember in one week I got 2 flat tires and I was happy about the second one. And people were like, why are you happy? I'm like, I didn't die. What do you mean? Why am I happy? I was driving, my right tire went out, and I was literally sideways on the highway with cars coming at me 60 miles an hour. I'm happy as hell. Screw that car. I'm alive. And
You look at the
that's for me.
positive.
Exactly. And then from there on, just keep moving forward from it.
Yeah. And I don't think, like you said, that you said it was like you thought it was negative that you look at the person that you didn't want to be. I don't think it's negative at all. I agree because well, first of all, I feel very thankful that I had you to push me because I didn't really have that. Like you pushed me into that fucking moment because I didn't have that where I like broke down and was like, this is it. I need to make a change. Like I said that, but I had no action to it. And it wasn't until I met you and you put me in that position to take action on it. So, I mean, like, I think everybody has that or is in that moment right now that they don't, they're in that moment right now where they don't like what they see and they don't like what's the negative space that's in their head and things like that. So that moment is it's intense, and to discover it and then to change it is more intense. It's like it's the best. And when you go from having those, negative thoughts and then changing and then having that positive outlook, like being happy you got a spare tire, that you blew a tire. But to look at it like that, to look at it like, well, at least I didn't get injured, right? At least I didn't, and not be stressing about, oh my gosh, my car is broken, right? Like you look at the positive and it just changes your whole outlook. So
100%. And the thing is, like, there's always gonna be negative. Like, there's always a negative. Like, there's always something to bring you down. But as long as you're that positive force within the world that you want to see, you always find a way to move forward.
Yeah. And you're motivating people then too. Like you're motivating people as well, with your positivity. Because I've had people say that too. Like, I don't know what I was even saying. I was at a wedding having a conversation with the groom and somebody he had introduced me with. And then the guy said to me, how are you so positive? He's just like, look, just right out to me. And I was kind of like, I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know what to say, like I don't remember really my response. I was a little bit flustered because I said, I don't know. You just have to life is too short. You know what I mean? I really have taken this to heart. For me, is that life is too short to get stressed out and to worry about things that A, are small, and B, you don't know the outcome. So to always just kind of, hope for the best and think a positive outcome. And then a lot of times that's the way it will go. And I truly am a believer that like people with positive thinking and positive mindset have positive results. So I've seen it like in myself, and there's so many times where I've seen it now where I thought, okay, something is going down, and I'm like, let's not freak out about this. Let's just play it out and then see what happens. And then it ends up being not as bad as where my brain was going to go. So
100%.
having that mindset is super important, and it's definitely wasn't like that before. And again, all these kinds of things shifted. So not only like in my journey as my body changed, but my mind has gone there as well. Like it's just done a complete 180, and the way my thought process is now is a lot different than it was before. So that's really amazing. So we're a few days away from the new year, starting a new year. And I know this is a time where, people are really coming up with their, resolutions and ready to make changes and stuff like that, and setting new intentions for themselves. What are some goals that you have for 2024?
For me, 2024, actually, I already started. So I'm prepping for my second show, and I wanna do the same show that I did last year, but I think I might do the one the week after. And my goal going to this year is to win first place. Like last year, I got second and third, and like, yeah, it's second and third for your first, but I felt like I could have gone first if I were to do things a little bit differently. Like if I'm gonna be honest, like my first show, like people say, don't eat chocolate like the last 2 to 3 weeks. I ate chocolate the last 2 to 3 weeks and still came second and third. And I was like, if I didn't do that, what would have happened? And I think that would mess me up. And I let those cravings, I gave into them, and I like I look back at him like, Carl, you could have done better. You could have said no then. It was one day, bro. And for me, that's the biggest change, because in prep it's a little bit different than just like a lifestyle, because prep is not a lifestyle. It's literally just preparing for a show and getting down to like single digit body fat. And I never recommend anybody to be a single digit body fat year round. Like 15 to like 20% solid. But yeah, definitely just going to prep. Yeah, that's really my main focus right now, because it's 6 months, and those 6 months usually gives me this focus, gives me the drive, but also gives me discipline behind my business, behind my lifestyle, behind everything else that I do.
And those shows are coming out. Are they they're April? Are they, how many months how much time do you have to prepare for this from now?
I have 17 weeks. So today, 17 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be, because you're going to start really cutting, right? And starting to like definition and stuff like that, because that's what it's about in competitions, right? Like they want to see your body definition and physique and stuff like that. So I look forward to seeing your, like your cutting meals and your workouts and things like that, and how you get from because you have a great form, but like that definition where it's going to start, seeing the, all the lines and the abs popping and things like that. So that's really amazing to watch the process.
100%. And I can't wait to, because I'm tired of bulking. My love handles are coming out. I don't like them.
Well, this is the time, right? It's time to get going. So here you go.
100%.
Yeah. So that's it. Those are the questions that I have come up with for you today. And I thank you for answering them, because you're always the insight that you always put forward to us is always very inspiring. And you definitely, like I said before, definitely know how to motivate people and to get people moving. So I appreciate you in general. And I appreciate you taking the time to answer these questions for me.
I appreciate you for doing this. This is definitely like different perspective. Also, it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I know I'm not, like I said, I'm not usually the interviewer, but I kind of liked it.
Hey, there you go. Now you might do it every week now.
It's awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much. And this was perfect, because having this conversation and now getting ready to go to the gym again, I'm more fired up and just ready to get in there and like kick some butt.
Now you're motivated.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the goal. Go in there, kick some butt, and keep getting results. That's it.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. And I can't wait to just, like I said, go forward full steam into the new year. And
Yeah.
yeah, just keep plugging away at this journey and where it's going to take me. It's already taken me great places, so I just can't wait to just keep going and see what's in store. So again, I thank you for everything that you've done, and I'm sure collectively from all your clients and everybody on social medias and things like that, that you inspire, that might not be directly a client of yours, but you give people so many sustainable and helpful tips and basically ways to do this journey even on their own, that you are very much appreciated, and we thank you for what you do.
Of course, anytime. I just love giving value. But also I want to see everybody, in a position to where they're successful within their industry, because I truly believe it can happen for anybody. It's just believe in yourself, take action, don't wait to start. Start today, start now with one small habit change, and from
It's
there
going to change
on,
your life.
take it to the next level.
It's going to change
Literally,
your
that's
life.
it.
Yeah.
Definitely will.
That's awesome.
But I appreciate you for doing this. Thank you.
My pleasure. Until the next time.
Of course. Thank you for watching, fam.
Peace.